With the ensuite bathroom finally finished, it was time to move on to the next project. Back in 2019, I had refloored 5 of the 6 bedrooms and half the hallway upstairs, and it was time to finish the job and do the same for the rest of the hallway and the landing, the main bedroom and the main bathroom. Take a look at the joists, insulate, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's what's next. So here's the door to the ensuite bathroom I've just completed. And just to take a look at some of the workmanship here, a cross joint like this between floors is something that nobody should ever do. This is a recipe for creaking as well as an uneven floor. And the best thing, stuff like this, where you use different materials, different thicknesses. Absolutely amazing. Or where you have a panel floating, like this has not been screwed down at all, so if I put some load on there, it gives. Yeah, there's no screws on this bit. Continuing on, same here, once again, completely uneven. And this is the main bathroom. Hasn't been used in ages. So once again, they probably try to cork some of the bigger gaps and lippage here, but this one is really egregious. And it just goes on like this. This toilet, I think, was always leaking. It never had a stable spot to stand on. Take a look at this craftsmanship here. Absolutely brilliant, and there's a big draft coming right from under that bathtub there, so can't wait to tackle that. Because I knew that I was going to redo the floor in both the main bedroom and the main bathroom, and because the wall was quite shonkily built, I just took it out as well to give myself some more room to work in. Right. So in order to continue with this endeavor, I have to disconnect that towel warmer that's in the main bathroom. And rather than taking off the fittings here and applying stop-ins to them, which would require pipe inserts, olives, the compression ring and the stop-end, what I'm going to do instead is they have these reducer tees here from 3/4 to 1/2 inch, and I think I have blanking caps or blanking nuts, so I'm going to take these fittings off, and then I'm going to put on blank nuts. It's going to be a bit wet affair, I think, but hopefully, since I've turned the radiators off, won't be too much water and I can do this all rather quickly. Let's see if I can do this with the least amount of casualties. Okay, that should be loose enough. Quick spot. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Plenty of hot water there. Crap. Well, just seeing how much crap the builders chucked into the centers between joists. With a bit of luck, there is enough there to soak up most of that water. I really hope it's not going to give me a water stain downstairs. It shouldn't have been that much, just pressurized. Still, a bit of a shame. Let's give you a try. Come on, get off. either a lot less water or a lot less pressure. Either way, I'll take it. Hand tie is probably enough. But, give this a few more turns. There we go. Okay, that radiator's disconnected. Time to get rid of the wall for good. Okay, now before I take this down, I just wanted to take a quick moment to appreciate the craftsmanship of the stud wall, or the absence thereof. Now typically stud work is 2x4, so 2x4 packed out with insulation, and then you have plasterboard sheets on either side. You have a thinner than usual wall, not insulated, only one layer of plasterboard sheets on either side. One has to fully appreciate what these rooms are. So this is the master bedroom, and this here is the main toilet. So the master bedroom has an ensuite. This here is for all the other rooms. This is where you sleep, and this here is a toilet pipe. So the toilet set right here next to a really thin and an insulated wall. Now the sheer lack of foresight or care is amazing. It's absolutely astounding. I always assumed that stud work had to be rock solid, but apparently there's different schools of thought. And I found another really endearing detail. So these are doors. They're door hinges, and that's where the screws of the door hinges go. And maybe there is some tradecraft secret that if those screws have a millimeter of material to sit in, then they're golden. But I really doubt it. I mean, I'm not a carpenter, but the guys who built this clearly weren't either. And finally, having gotten that off my chest and whinged enough about the stud work, I was ready to take it down. Yes, I know, my work boots are extremely tattered and in advanced stages of disintegration, but what I'm trying to show is the extremely loud creaking noise that the metal tension struts between the joists make. It was really quite impossible to make any step in that room without causing that really loud creaking. One of the main things I was looking forward to fixing. And next item on my to-do list, rip out the floorboards. Chewed up screws are the absolute worst. There's a screw in there, another one in there, and I think one or two more that just can't get out. The screw heads are stripped. There's nothing for my screwdriver to hold on to, and I haven't really come up with a good way of still getting the screws out. I don't know if I could drill it out. Problem is I don't really see it either. I just know that there's metal down there. So I guess I'll just brute force this. I was hoping I didn't have to, but this wall here, this is where the bathtub used to be. This wall here will also have to come out, and it's a bit of a shame because this seems to be one of the very few walls here that is actually insulated based on that yellow stuff there. But this here is the, those are the chimneys for the fireplace downstairs. And there's just this cavity here, and if I had enough light to angle the camera up there, that would point up straight into the attic. And there's no supporting structure here. This is just plasterboard. And of course, I want to have this entire wall closed because I'm standing in the future shower enclosure. So in order to close this and make it structural, I'll have to put in a wooden frame here, which means this needs to come out, and that wooden frame needs to be fixed to something, and that's got to be the framework of this wall, which again leads me to the unfortunate conclusion that the plasterboard here needs to come out. It's going to be quite the same for this wall here. So this is where the sink was and is going to be again. And this wall here is entirely uninsulated, which I don't want because that just invites condensation on the tiles or on the walls in general if they're not insulated, so they could be colder than the rest of the room. Also, once again, I want to run all the pipework in the wall and not just have it stick out at the floor. Not quite sure what kind of lighting or power solution I'm going to have for this. I'm going to have to give that a thought, but regardless, the wires need to be in the wall. So in any case, I would have to make some holes. Might just take it out completely. Trying to think how to get those floorboards out from under the stud work. And I guess once again, I'll have to cut them clean off. Now this bit here is one of those corners that clearly shows you the amount of skill and commitment that the builders had. Like that is open to the attic up there. Maybe it's possible to make out the water tank. And this pipe that's snaking down here that used to supply only one consumer, which was the toilet system. There used to be there, right? And they had sort of built a rickety frame or casing for the bathtub. They used to be here. And of course, that attic there is ventilated or vented. This bit here was open. There was no plasterboard, and that's where the enormous drafts up here came from. It's, once again, I thought that I've seen everything in this house, but that once again completely took the wind out of me. I was so amazed. And finally, I have all the floorboards removed. So this is what a bedroom, a master bedroom, and the main bathroom now look like. And whoever people who built this found it very convenient to chuck all that crap, cut-offs of plasterboard, bits of insulation, dust sweepings and all that, just in here, just under the floorboards. And we also have a 20-year-old French pastry bag and silicate cigarette packs. So this tells me something about who the people who built this place were. They were essentially who liked French pastry and cigarettes. Right, now to clean all this up. Now, cleaning up may seem like an inconsequential job, but it was really vital for me to have clean centers to put in insulation, and that again was necessary because, of course, the floor was open and traversal of especially the landing for my family was adventurous. So it really was time to crack on with the job and minimize the time that they had to balance on top of joists, or walk the plank, as it were.